Sounded.
Welcome. Can we all stand to sing the national song, please? Can you remain standing, please, while I ask Mrs. Tracelyn Hamilton from the Department of Education to lead us in the invocation.
Let us pray. Father, we give you thanks this evening for your goodness. We thank you for your grace and your mercies for bringing us here this evening. We thank you for the opportunity, O God, that you have granted us once again to come into this space, O God, to celebrate our participants, O God. We thank you for the gifts that you have blessed us with, the gift to imagine, to create. We pray, dear God, for every participant who will be performing this evening, that you would give them the calm nerves, that you would help them, O God, as they showcase, oh God, what you have blessed them with. We thank you for the organizers and all those who sponsor year after year. Continue to bless, and oh God, even at the end of this ceremony, oh God, that you will take each one of us to our several homes in safety. We thank you for your many blessings. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And while we are standing, if you'd indulge us, we just want to honor the memory of our brother, Carlton Pickering, who would normally be here with us and has been with us through many journeys. A moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. Be seated. Our apologies for the late start, but I promise you the salt in the blood this evening is going to be really worth it. We want to thank you very much for joining us, and we are especially delighted to have Her Excellency the Governor, Ms. Julia Crouch. Thank you for joining us this evening, and also Dr. Bonnie Richardson, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development, and other permanent secretaries and senior members of the government of Anguilla. We want to especially say a thank you to the Director of Library Services, Ms. Julianne Leverett, Director of Youth and Culture, Ms. Avon Carty, Mrs. Tracelyn Hamilton, and all the other senior public servants, heads. This evening, we are particularly indebted to the esteemed judges, the ones seated here in front of us who are going to be, doing it live this evening. Miss Trudy Nixon, she's gonna work hard, so give us some encouragement. Miss Farrah Banks, Mr. Keith Stonegraves. Thank you. There's nothing like Malliouhana poetry without the drums. Let me hear you, Isley. And then we got Banky and they're over there as already. On the page, we had Mrs. Rosina Brooks, Mrs. Patricia Adams, and Mrs. Rita Celestine Carty. And because poetry as well as culture bearing, this evening, our 2026 Culture Bearer awardee, a man with salt in the blood. We couldn't have more than one person, the one and only, Mr. Edwin Ed Carty. Now you're going to hear much more about him later. We also want to honor the past recipients of the Malliouhana Poetry Culture Bearer Award who are here this evening with us. And all our poets, the poets in the room, let me hear you. The poets in the room, we want to hear you. Okay, that's better. A little bit more. Move me back a little bit more. Okay. That was my director there directing me. And if you're tuning in, we are live here at the Anguilla Public Library in the Valley. And this is Malliouhana Poetry Competition Awards and Performance Poetry Round this evening. And we also want to recognize in the room the representatives from our partners. We had the Anguilla Social Security Board, Malliouhana Hotel, Capjuluca, Alliance Insurance Services, NCBA, Coral Reef Bookstore, D3 Enterprises. May make some noise for the people who make it happen. Yes? Because you know we poor, we don't have the money. Malliouhana and Nico Insurance, we had to get those people with Malliouhana in the name too, you know. And then we have Anglec, yes. And Straw Hat for so generously coming on board. And then we have Ivor Hodge, the music department of the Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School. We see the principal, Dr. Hodge, in the back there. Thank you, sir. And we want to thank the members of the media. How else would we get this out there? The Anguillian newspaper. You saw those full page ads they gave us? Full page. We couldn't pay for that. Thank you. And also Radio Anguilla, who's interrupting its program this evening. Yes, Farah and Keith, to bring this evening live. Thank you very much. Lloyd's Live, carrying us live online. And those joining via the airwaves. We want to thank the staff of the Anguilla Public Library. You like the background? Yes. Yes, yes. And also Department of Education and DYC. Now, all that was said on behalf of the organizing committee. You saw her tripsing around here. That includes Miss Janzi Webster. Make some love for them, yes. Annika Hughes, Evan Patty, Carla Harris, Renee Henry, and yours truly this evening, Phyllis Fleming Banks. We want to welcome you to our 2026 Malliouhana Poetry Performance Round and Award Ceremony. Now, this is organized with, you've seen it so many, people who see it on social media because our sponsors and partners want to know that you saw it on social media. You saw it and you heard it on the news? Yes. Thank you very much. So, this was first launched in 2007, so next year, Ms. Trudy, Farah, and Keith, we're going to be doing 20 years. Something big. So we're calling on all our sponsors from now to save a little bit of something. Dr. Bonnie Richardson Lake. And and the aim is really to encourage literacy and artistic expression, as well as to promote an ethos of social and cultural and political awareness. And over the years, the competition has attracted over 900 submissions. Janzi, we need the book. And from poets of all age ranges, many of whom have gone on to publish their own works in various publications and also would have presented at LitFest. We want back LitFest. The competition is open to all persons residing on Anguilla and features two segments, the poetry on the page and the spoken word and performance section, which we will be enjoying this evening. And we have junior, teen, and adult categories. The junior category includes those from 8 to 12, and the teens are 13 to 17, and after 18 you can vote, so we call you an adult, so 18 and up are the adults. Now our theme this year is yes. No, we think that it struck a chord because some years we get, a lot of poems, and then last year it went down a little bit. But this year, man, that salt and the blood struck a deep, deep chord because we almost doubled the submissions. We received a total of 82 entries. Wow. Yes, give it up for all the poets. We had 66 on the page. Would you have liked to be a judge for on the page? 66. And 16 for the spoken word, which you will hear this evening. And the voices came from that wide cross section of our community. We had 28 adult submissions. And then guess what? 37 from our teenagers. Yes. And 17 from our juniors. Now our judges for on the page, God bless them. So we love you so much and thank you so much. Mrs. Rosina Brooks, Mrs. Patricia Adams, yes, make the noise for them. and Mrs. Rita Celestin Carty. They are still sane and with us and operating and functioning well after 66 points. They have concluded the task, that mammoth task, of reviewing the written submissions. Now let me say here to all 66 of you who submitted those points, they had no clue who you were. They just had A1, J12, etc., right? So they don't know. When we announce this evening, that's when they find out who win as well. And this evening, the spoken word persons will be judged live, so you can do your own judging as well. And this year, as we said, we're also going to pay tribute to our Culture Bearer awardee, Mr. Ed Carty, whose story so fittingly reflects our theme. So, we will hear more from our musicians, yes, Banky and Isley and Roots Bingy team representing over there, and Ethan Connor as well. So we are in for a grand salt in your blood Malliouhana treat this evening. It's poetry and more poetry. So enjoy. And now I'm going to ask Dr. Bonnie Richardson-Lake to come and bring you her remarks. Dr. Richardson-Lake, always here to support us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Banks. Now, if I were a poet, I would have prepared a poem for you, but since I'm not, I'm just going to speak to you. I won't be long. I am really, truly pleased to join you this evening. As Dr. Banks said, I often frequent this competition, and I really enjoy it. I'm truly pleased to join you for the special celebration of the Malliouhana Poetry Competition as we mark 19 years, as we were told. 19 years is a significant milestone. It represents commitment, consistency, creativity, and community. It tells us that this competition has really become part of Angola's cultural landscape, a space where our people, young and old, can give voice to memory, imagination, identity, and truth. Over the years, the Malliouhana Poetry Competition has attracted, well, I thought more than 800, but now I'm hearing more than 900. That's amazing. That's really amazing. That is no small achievement. It means that hundreds of Angolians have taken time to reflect, to write, to share, and to place their thoughts before the public. It means that this competition has helped to nurture confidence, literacy, expression, and pride in who we are. This year's theme is a powerful one. It speaks to the deep and enduring connection between the sea, our people, and time. For Angolians, the sea is not simply something that surrounds us, but it's shaped us, it's fed us. It has carried our stories, tested our courage, and connected us to the wider world. The salt in our blood is the memory of fishermen rising before dawn. It's the rhythm of boat racing. It's the courage of our ancestors. It's the taste of home, the sound of waves, the pull of heritage, and the knowledge that we come from a people who have always found strength in both land and sea. It's therefore very fitting that this year's Culture Bearer awardee, Mr. Edwin Ed Carty of Sandy Ground, a fisherman, an activist, and a boat racing pioneer. Mr. Carty represents the very spirit of this year's theme. His life and work remind us that culture is not only preserved in books or museums, but it's preserved in people and those lives who have lived it, defended it, taught it, and passed it on. To the poets participating this evening, whoa, I commend you. Poetry requires courage. It asks us to observe closely, to feel deeply, and to speak honestly. Whether your words are joyful, reflective, humorous, painful, or hopeful, they matter. They matter very much. They help us to understand ourselves and each other more clearly. To the organizers, sponsors, teachers, families, judges, and supporters, thank you for sustaining this important platform for 19 years. Your work has created a space where language and culture are celebrated, where young voices are encouraged, and where our national stories continue to be written. Poetry is a tool for education, healing, cultural preservation, and national development. So I encourage our children to read, to write, to think, and to speak with confidence. But not only our children, our adults as well. We're all constantly learning. So I think it's a good experience for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, the salt is indeed in the blood. The salt of the sea, the salt of struggle, the salt of survival, and the salt of Anguillan identity. Congratulations to the Malliouhana Poetry Competition on 19 years of excellence. Congratulations to Mr. Edwin Ed Carty, and congratulations to all this year's poets. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bonnie Richardson Lake. And now we come to part one of why we're here this evening. The judging live of the poet on the page. Yes. And first we want to introduce our judges for this evening. We're going to start with a British-born writer who grew up in a dairy farm in Wiltshire. So she studied art and English at the University of Lancaster. She worked in the design industry in London for several years. And then she had a life too short experience, and she crossed the Atlantic to live in her forever home, Anguilla. She has published several novels to date, and she's also the producer and publisher of True Anguilla magazine and True Anguilla TV show. She is Ms. Trudy Nixon. So our next judge has been involved in broadcasting and theater for more than 30 years. I thought she was younger. But anyway. Currently the Director of Information and Broadcasting, her ability to bring words to life has made her voice one of the most trusted on the airwaves in Anguilla and throughout the region. A spoken word artist herself, Farah Banks has been serving as Anguilla's external examiner for CXC Theatre Arts and Performing Arts for several years. She is also the recipient of 2 Sunshine Theatre Awards, a National Culture and Arts Award, and the 2025 Women's Rise Award for Arts, Culture, and Sports by the Department of Gender Affairs. I say it right, Kim? Miss Farah Banks. Our third judge this evening, we had to gender balance it, you know. He's a veteran journalist and broadcaster, Mr. Keith Stone Graves. He serves as program manager at Radio Anguilla, as talk host of Talk Anguilla Rebranded, and his voice is recognized and respected throughout the region. Sparkling, thoughtful dialogue on national and regional issues, with deep knowledge, a calm presence, and unwavering dedication, he remains a vital figure in the media and a valued contributor to Anguilla's cultural landscape. Mr. Keith Stone Graves. I want the 3 of them to take a stand and take their bow right now, because I don't know if they can get it afterwards. Yes, let the people see who's judging. They're up in front. Okay, so we are ready now. We are going to move with the juniors. We're going to start with the 8 to 12-year-olds, and the criteria this evening, and while we have 3 performance spoken word poets in that category, and the judges are going to be looking for the poetic craft and the expression and the interpretation of the theme, as well as their delivery, for a total of 50 points. So this evening we have, in order, we have Audrey Barrett, and then that would be Arudra. Thank you. Sorry, Arudra. Arudra Barrett. Did I say that correct? Remember that name. And also Nevia, yes. Nevia Simpson and Tamia Carter. Thank you very much. So we'll start with Arudra Barrett, and his poem is Anguilla Boat Racing from Survival to Summer Festival. Let's give some love to the young one. What do you think?
Can I get assistant to put this down, please?
You want it?
No, a little down here.
Oh, okay. Good. You don't need this. Okay. Good. Take a seat.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My poem is entitled Umbrella Boat Racing from Survival to the Summer Festival. Anguillians of all ages love boat racing. You can see why it's our national sport. The passion is being passed on from one generation to the next. Every aspect of the sport, from the origin to building to racing, is filled with skills, respect, love, and pride. There is nothing to hide. Captain, what you saying? Long ago, when the massive drought killed the sugar industries in Angola, Angolans had to become creative to survive. They built boats with sails, went out to fish, sell salt, or walk in the Dominican Republic. The habit of who wanted to reach home first then became racing, the beloved sport which we know today and can be watched from a beach or a cliffside. There is nothing to hide. Captain, what you saying? You know, all the boats are built locally. Big up Mr. David Carty and Rebel Marie Anguilla. Building began with local cedar, but changed now to marine plywood and resin. Open hull wooden sloops with long overhanging booms are what we made for speed are what we need. It began with each community building a boat. Community pride, nothing to hide. Captain, what you saying? You know, there is a season for this unique racing, so if you miss one race, you'll certainly see the next. Thanks to the Umbrella Boat Racing Association, whether it's the A class or B class, you can see the races in February, March, April, May, June, July, or August. Boat racing is a huge part of the spirited and cultural summer festival. You can see the races island-wide, nothing to hide. Captain, what you saying? The boat names are super creative. Which is your favorite? The Wizard, Rail Deal, Light and Peace, The Tree, UFO, Satellite, Tornado F5, or Viking 007. Storm, Stinger, or Sonic. You can never forget the historical boss fight, which is featured on a $10 EC note. Now, we watch the boats go from shore to stakes and end right where they began, the winner to decide. There is nothing to hide. Angola boat racing may be fun to watch, but it is a difficult and dangerous task. It involves real skills and strength. It involves tacking, moving the jib, bailing the boats, and throwing sandbags. Imagine you are on board and are about to collide with another boat. There is a shout of "Hard lead" as both boats pull away. Imagine your heart beating fast. It's thrilling and exciting on a whole new level, but you are still inside. Ooh, there is nothing to hide. Captain, what you say? All are the spectators. The boats race around the island. Some spectators race on land with their vehicles. They stop at viewing places, each a binoculars in hand. The excitement builds. They wave and shout. The boats glide away. The spectators race to the next spot. You will also see colorful beach parties and betting on the side. There is nothing to hide. Captain, what you saying? Well, there is definitely salt in the blood in every aspect of boat racing here. From survival to the summer festival, Anguilla boat racing is our national pride. There is nothing to hide.
noise for Ruth. And what about racing? From survival to summer festival. Captain.
Didn't get it on time.
Huh?
Didn't get it on time.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. The young ones, juniors are ages 8 to 12, and this is performance, spoken word poetry happening. If you're listening to Radio Angola, if you're joining us online, you are tuned in to Malliouhana Poetry Performance Round 2026 and the award ceremony. And upcoming, we will have Nivaya Simpson, and she is going to be delivering for us Up the Road. The spoken word part of the Malliouhana poetry is the second part of the categories. The poetry on the page would have already been completed, and the judges here this evening are feverishly trying to complete the judging for the spoken word segment as well. So, Up the Road.
Good evening, everyone. My poem is titled Up the Road. Up the road got a man with a voice so bold and heaps of land. He got a big coconut tree full of big fruits and always sharp because he always in a suit. Up the road got a big dog. I think he named Froggy Frog. He always warming up the place. He always want his own personal space. Up the road got a big group. They be shooting the ball in the orange hoop. Them think them tough, them think them buff. Laughing loud and being rough. Up the road the breeze is cool. Children play after school. Music ringing down the street. Everyone moving to the beat. Up the road is where I stay. Full of life both night and day. From little things to big and proud scenes. It's more than just a place, it's a place with my dreams. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Up the road. Thank you very much. And we are talking about salt in the blood this evening. We're talking about resilience. We're talking about perseverance. We're talking about what Derek Walcott would have called, he said, the sea is history. The sea is history, and he wrote that some 50 years ago. And our theme, Salt in the Blood, I believe, speaks to that truth, the memory, the struggle, the survivor, and the identity flowing through us and shaping us who we are. So tonight, with the salt in the blood, you're being swayed, and we are finding that voice through our poetry. And up next, we are going to have Salty Summer. Salty Summer, and that is by Timaya Carter. And she will be the third one to perform for us in the juniors, ages 8 to 12. Judges, are you ready? Are you going too fast for you? That's okay. They're good. They're pros at this. Come on to my congratulations and thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My poem is about Salty Summer. The morning had a big tea. When AG was in full swing, I met a grandmother and see everyone and their brother. Drums beating hard in the chest, like island rhythms, no need to rest. Music holiday, nothing new, bars busting true and true. Like salt in the blood, I feel the sound. Foot on the road, joy all around. Flags of pride, sometimes skin. This is where my roots begin. We move together, strong and free. One heart, one song, one family. From sun up till late night, we dance in color, pride, and light. That summer taught me who I be, born of the land, born of the sea. Salt in the blood, forever I stand. Some and will he know he was mine.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Salty summer. Salt in the blood. You know, Teacher Patsy and the other judges this evening, not before this, they were commenting on how pleased they were, Mrs. Rosina Brooks, Mrs. Rita Celestin Carty, and Mrs. Patricia Adams. I believe some of them may be in the audience, yes? They were commenting on the caliber of the poems this year. That would have been from on the page. And if you hear Teacher Patsy say she was well pleased, you know she was well pleased. And you know they were good. And she said that one of the judges said, perhaps the theme awakened a personal connection within the writers. And I really think that it did, because I've seen some of those poems and I can understand how the judges would have struggled to come up with the winners and the top ones. And congratulations to everyone who, you know, let it flow. You know, whatever's inside of you, put the pen, start writing. So you can start writing from this year for next year. Maybe give us a theme or something like that. But and so this evening, if you're tuned in to Radio Anguilla, or if you're looking at Lloyd's Live or Malliouhana poetry page, we are at the public library here in Anguilla in the valley, in the heart of the valley. I think it got some salt somewhere around here, but not as much as down sandy ground, right, Mr. Carty? And but the theme, Salt in the Blood, is resonating with us, and we are going to be moving on to the teens. Now, the teens are the 13 to 17 year category, and the criteria remains the same for them. The judges will be looking for the poetic craft, that's the effective use of poetic language, including figurative language and that rich vocabulary. They're going to be looking, and that's for about 20 points. They're going to be looking for interpretation, the poet's movements, as well as facial expressions and gestures are consistent with and enhance ideas and mood of the poem, and also the delivery, and that means the clear enunciation, whether they're speaking in the English or nation language, as it were. So this is the spoken word segment of the Malliouhana Poetry 2026. And now, judges, we are moving on to section 2, and we call Sakura E. Davis, and she is going to be presenting Shaped by Salt. Let's welcome Sakura.
Good afternoon. My poem is titled Shaped by Salt. I grew up near the ocean air with salt and sand going everywhere. The sea was my classroom, wide and free, teaching me who and what I could be. I learned to help and do my part with a steady beat and a focused heart. From early morning to the bright starry night, trying my best, felt calm and right. Boat races moving across the sea show teamwork, strength, and unity. Bright sails cutting through the sun, reflecting discipline and work well done. The ocean carved my heart and mind, with salt, with hope, and love combined. And like the waves that rise and fall, the island lives inside us all.
Thank you very much. So tall and elegant. I keep the young ones, they come every year, and every year we marvel as to how much they grow, as if we expect them to be shorter than us. Yes. How can this be? But we are so happy, you know, some of them, like Savannah Croft, who's out there doing us proud. You've been following her? You know, she's won the Malliouhana poetry, she's won on the page, she's won the spoken word, and now she's out there winning for Anguilla, winning for what the university is? Post-university. Yes, post-university, you know, but she's winning for us and doing us all proud. Let's give it up for Savannah over there. We still claim them as our Malliouhana babies, eh? And then, you know, so a number of them, and we continue to ask God to bless and guide them as they, you know, journey out there and represent us all. So I see the hall is full. There's still so much room. People are on the stairs. Are you happy to be here this evening? You're loving what the youngsters have been presenting so far? So I don't know how good the roof is, so make some noise and lift the roof a little bit. Yes, and our next poet in the teen category is Uniqua Romney Duprini, and she is going to be presenting, she's going to be delivering My Blood. My Blood. Here she comes. Yes.
Good evening, all. My name is Uniqua Romney Dupini, and I'll be reading my poem entitled My Blood. Salt in the blood. No, I'm not talking about the salt you shake from a shaker, or the salt from tears when your heart starts to break and ache you. I mean the salt that history make you, the kind that wake you when the world try to reshape you. Salt in the blood. Salt is in we bloodline like a secret language, whispered through bone, through marrow, through memory older than ships that once tried to swallow tomorrow. You could carry me anywhere, London cold, America low, but still my body will always yearn for home. Because home is not just land. Home is the rhythm in my chest beating louder than the walls command. Salt in the blood. It's the taste of survival mixed with revival, the ocean's arrival inside of every pulse. Because long before borders, long before maps, our ancestors so tall with crowns on their backs, kings in their posture, queens in their stride, until history tried to bury that pride. Salt in the blood. The same salt that burned in the wounds of the past is the same salt that whispers, you were built to outlast. Outlast doubt, outlast drought, outlast every voice that ever tried to count you out. Salt in the blood. It stings like truth. When the world tried to dilute you, tried to mute you, reduce you to statistics and struggle. But my spirit refuses to buckle, because the ocean in me, it doesn't whisper. It roars. Wave after wave after wave after wave crashing on the shores of every closed door. Salt in the blood. It tastes like sweat from mothers who prayed through the pain so their children could dance in the sun after generations of pain. It tastes like sacrifice, like late nights, like dreams held in the dark waiting for light. Salt in the blood. And sometimes it tastes like tears. Tears heavy with stories we carry but refuse to bury. Because those tears are saltwater proof that even after we break, we still rebuild the roof in armor is proof. So when they ask me where my strength began, I won't say luck and I won't say fate. I'll say it lives beneath my skin in ties that refuse to wait. Salt in the blood. That means every heartbeat is an echo of drums. Every breath I take is proof of where I'm from. And no matter the distance, no matter the flood, there will always be salt in the blood.
I'm feeling like I got salt in my blood. Yes, thank you very much, Uniqua. And yes, these are our young people, and they're growing up in front of us every year over the past 19 years. Carla, you're not that old anymore, right? And we also want to remember Ronika Connor as well, those young ones. I remember they stood here with Vanessa one year, and they were, little ones down here, but Vanessa, I think they'll dwarf you now as well. The next poem is going to be called A Sanctuary Beneath the Pulse. A Sanctuary Beneath the Pulse, and this is going to be presented by Catalier Charles. This is the number 3 and the final one in the performance or spoken word category for the teens ages 13 to 17.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Catlia Charles, and my poem is entitled A Sanctuary Beneath the Pulse. The enchanting ocean waves, they live inside of me. A tide that rises quietly, rushing in and out, calling to me, clearing every doubt. A memory from somewhere I've always known, somewhere I'm free to call home. Somewhere the sea sings a name I've always known. I carry its heart within me. It is me and I am it. It is the oxygen I need to survive, the essence of my very life, a gentle current in my blood, a force that feels ancient, timeless, and true. It's entrancing but powerful too. It is woven into the cloth of my life, with me every step of the way, the very salt in my sweat, my tears. Without it, I'm a bottomless pit, a hollow echo in a place sound once filled. So down beneath the churning waves, where I can leave the world behind, I find my peace, my hidden place, where the ocean's rhythm dances with my own. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Catalia. And we are always delighted to have all of you young people, participating in our performance round, the spoken word. It takes a lot to come up here and do that. So we want to encourage these young people. Anybody from the audience want to impromptu join? I heard Her Excellency the Governor saying like, well, maybe. she got frightened just now when I So yes, we want to thank those were our teens. We heard our juniors first, and then we moved the teens. So there were 3 in the 8 to 12 category, age range, and then 3 in the 13 to 17. But our adults, the 18 people who can vote and up, they really came on with 10 of them this evening. So get ready for more salt in your blood. You got some water with you? Okay, judges, are we ready? So first we are going, just so that they can have an idea, just to prepare themselves, we have Alwyn Richardson, who'll be becoming the Tide Teachers. Tide Teachers, and that'll be followed by Jonisha Johnson, Life in Anguilla. So we want to welcome Alwyn J. Richardson, if he's here. And just as we wait, just know that in a few, after we finish this, all our participants will receive certificates in recognition of their performance and work, both on the page and here this evening. So a certificate of participation for everyone. And our juniors on the page, the first place has a plaque and $300 AC and a $100 food and beverage gift certificate at Straw Hat for $100, yes? So you feel like you want to get up now? Okay. And second place, $200, and third place, $100. We understand Mr. Richardson isn't here, so we're going to move on to Jonisha Johnson, and she is going to present Life in Anguilla.
Good evening, everyone. My poem is entitled Life in Anguilla. What is life in Anguilla? Is it happily ever after? Well, let us all see. Yes, I'm talking to you and me. Walking the streets in the hot sun, for some this has to be done to get where you need to go as you walk fast or slow. Let me go catch a lift to get to that place in a swift. I will stand by the road while I hold my load. Getting almost anywhere quickly, whether leaving late or early, almost like walking distance and getting there in an instant. Yum, that Johnny cake and fish, our famous and signature dish, goes down so good, just how we expected it would. Not feeling to cook today, especially on a Friday, barbecue on the weekend, it's almost a godsend. Hey, sir or madam, good morning. It's a new and lovely dawning. Manners are a must here, more so than anywhere. It's off to the beach, or you cannot wait to reach and enjoy the sun, sand, sea. This makes you so happy. Anguillians have lots of pride and do not just go with the tide. They work very hard for what they want. It is no time to be nonchalant. So much excitement at boat race. This is definitely the place to see communities coming together, having lots of fun, tears, laughter. Almost every area has a church. There is no need to search. You have many to choose from and receive a warm welcome. This is life in this paradise, where you would not think twice to be anywhere else. The experience definitely tells. Thank you.
And that was Jonisha Johnson, Life in Anguilla. So I'm sure all those people who are online now, so book your flights. We have direct flights from from New York and Boston and Miami. So, we welcome you. Summer Festival, Madam Permanent Secretary for Social Development and Director of Youth and Culture. Summer Festival coming up soon. You want the people to come to visit, right? Okay, that'll be extra. Yes, we are here at the Anguilla Public Library in the Valley, and we are in the 2026 performance round and awards ceremony of the Malliouhana Poetry Competition. Yes, we've been doing this for 19 years. So some of us didn't have silver hair when we started. And our next poet is Charlene Gums. Children are the 70s, but Charlene. We know Charlene on the page, spoken word, and she's going to be presenting for us this evening. Children of the 70s, Charlene I. Gums.
Good evening. Thank you for coming. My poem is entitled Children of the 70s. Yeah. It's good. It's good.
Well, I don't think so. So I have to move down. What is the age here?
Children of the 70s. Children of a special kind. Some of them born out of wedlock. Some of them father, them still can't find. Mother was poor, ain't had much, but one thing for sure, she take them to church. When you see them bell-bottom pants, you had to roll your eyes. Looking at them afros used to make you smile. But them kang dresses, them with a lick, wearing one of those, show that you did not frolic. Children of the 70s grew up with manners and respect. Good morning, good night, or whatever time of day. Them never pass a stranger, couldn't have it them way. Them backside would get washed out if a report had reached home. So to avoid the blows, them had to walk the straight and narrow. They went to church and had to go to Sunday school. Joe Gums would give them a lift in the Austin car, because some of them used to live so far. The 10 Commandments, them had to learn and follow the golden rule. The hymns them used to sing, them still relevant today, you know. You could hear them on the radio on a hill far away. Going to school for them was so much fun. But before them went there, them had to pick the wood by the bun. Them pleats were sharp like a knife. In them shoes, shine them with Vaseline. For them lunch, too, was no rice. Maybe a piece of bread in sardine. Them drank from Kool-Aid bottles, not Stanley cups. Playing outside, you know, that was their favorite thing. Which of you could remember Brown Girl in the Ring? Them ain't had the money, the TVs, the phones, the Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. But we the children of the 70s, turn out real smart. We are now doctors, lawyers, pilots, preachers, and head teachers. Some of you own your own business. We can do your fingers, your toes, your lashes, and more. Here's what. We the new politicians, and we little Anguilla, we will restore. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charlene. Where you selling those afros? Give it up for children of the 70s. And our next poet, who is going to present Thick Skin, is Tamika Anika, sorry, I skipped one, Born of the Sea. This Thick Skin will follow Born of the Sea, and Born of the Sea is by Casilda Thomas Brooks. Or maybe this one is presenting. Don't worry, he'll be here in a few years as well. So let's welcome Casilda Thomas Brooks, Born of the Sea. And she'll be followed by Tamika Anik Richards.
Good evening. My poem, Born of the Sea, is dedicated to the brothers, the Fabian brothers of Island Harbor. Some wake to roosters tearing dawn apart. Not these guys. They wake to the sound of the tides becoming one with our shores. The ocean calls to them, beckoning. It's sailing a memory older than yours. Salt in their blood, the rhythm of the waves in their bones. Each turning tide, a pulse they've always known. Land may claim them for a while, but listen to me. The Fabians, these brothers of three, were never made of earth, but born of the sea. In their blood runs brine, in their veins run foam, a legacy calling them always back home. Father and grandfathers, a legacy so true, had carved their names in our deep tranquil blue. They learned from those who've gone before them well. Every cast net, a different story to tell. They learned how to listen when the ocean spoke low, when the wind carried warnings only fishermen know. Hands carved by rote, yet gentle as a baby's butt. Eyes fixed on horizons many feared to their gut. But others feared in the ocean's cry is where their truest bravery lie. And when the storm split the heavens and darkness came fast, they answered the call many feared would be their last. A flare in the distance, a prayer cast to the heavens, another soul almost lost to the ocean deep ends. They led search parties, tread the waters towards relentless waves, trusting the wind, the current, the stars, and the cut of their sails. Through the storm of the day, their courage ran true. For the sea takes its own, but they fought to save the few. They found drifting boats, bodies overboard, with hands waving in despair. They pulled fishermen from the waters with just moments to spare, guided by instinct, by mercy and light. They turned endless night back towards morning light. Now legends are spoken in low reverent tones of brothers who answered the sea as their own. But as long as the waves break on that weathered stone shore, their spirit will walk from the surf to the shore. Not heroes for glory, not fortune, not fame, but men forged with the passion of the ocean's wide frame, born of the sea and by hardship made whole. Three brothers, one harbor, one infinite soul. Thank you.
Thank you, Casilda. Born of the Sea. Yes, and if you're listening to Radio Anguilla and the local news is not on this evening, It's because you tuned into the public library here in the Valley. We are live and direct. It's the Malliouhana Poetry Competition and the award ceremony. Yes, from the Valley, Anguilla, and we're talking about salt in the blood. And we are now into the performance round segment of the adults aged 18 and up. And next up is Tamika Anik E. Richards, and she is going to be presenting Thick Skin. And Tamika will be followed by Rosanna, and then Nashane, and James, and Joseph. Okay. And so then we will move to Rosanna Brown, Tide Talk. Tide Talk. Rosanna. Good evening, everyone. I think so. Tide Talk. Them say Anguilla small, 16 miles long, 3 miles wide. What you could possibly have to see. Press your hand on your chest. Feel that? Feel that rhythm beneath the bone? That ain't just your heartbeat, you know. That is tide, the pull and push of something older than your name. Something older even than Malliouhana, the name the Arawaks knew before the ships came and decided everything needed renaming. My great uncle left Sandy Ground before sunrise. 19 years old, heading for Saniminga. His mother watching from the shore till the sail became a dot, became nothing, became the horizon keeping its own counsel. He went for cane walk because Anguilla, beautiful, beloved Anguilla, couldn't always feed her own. The sea was the road, the employer, the banker, the visa office, and the border crossing all in one. You want to go St. Martin? Sail. Move goods between islands? Sail. You want to beat the tax man and smuggle a little rum through the night and feed your children without permission? Sail fast. Sail quiet. Sail free. The boats got lighter and the men got bolder. And the racing? You think boat racing is a sport? Boat racing is a testimony. Boat racing is when survival becomes ceremony. When the thing that makes you alive becomes the thing that makes you alive. 1st August, Monday boat race. Sandy Ground packed tight with everybody who knew somebody who went and held their breath until they came back. Hardly, somebody shouted. Boats on a collision course, nobody wanting to change direction, missing each other by inches. Yeah, because that is what we do. We don't change direction. We hold our line. We trust the wind. We trust the water. We trust that those who came before us leave a little courage in the keel to carry us through. Some of them didn't come back. Some boats came home empty. Just wood, just rope, just the shape of a man where a man used to be. And the women? Lord, the women of Anguilla learn a particular kind of waiting, one that lives between faith and grief, between
First light and last light in the sail that never comes. When we finally stop pretending, the sail is just late. Salt in the blood. That is grief too. That is when the body knew, before the mind can admit, that the sea gave us everything and claim its own, claim its price. But here's what I know. We are still here. 16 miles long, 3 miles wide, and we are still here. Still building, launching, and racing boats. Still standing and watching the horizon in sandy ground, the way our grandmothers taught us. Not with fear, but with recognition. Because we know the sea. And we don't fear what we know. We fear what we forget. So remember. Remember the man who got up before sunrise and went out and came back with a boatload of fish and called it a good day. Remember the woman who raised 5 children on what the sea allowed and still thank God on Sunday. Remember the boy who first felt the lift of the boat under him and understood, this is what freedom feels like. Remember those whose names the water kept. Salt in the blood. 'Tis not a tragedy. 'Tis not only a triumph. 'Tis the whole truth. The bitter and the sweet. The loss and the love. The going and the coming back. The waiting and the welcome. The tide that pulls and the shore that holds. And you and me and everybody in between, Malliouhana people. Sea people. Salt people. Ours. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosanna. That was Tide Talk. Tide Talk by Rosanna Brown. And as the judges conclude their calculations there, we are going to let Nashane Johnson know that he's up next. And Nashane is going to be delivering on salt fish. Was it Sparrow I'd sing that? Okay, Nashane. Give it up for Nashane Johnson.
Well, good night, so many people. All right. So my poem is called Saltfish. The other day, I had some saltfish. And oh boy, that thing was fresh. If I didn't know any better about the dry flesh, you'd have think it was something they just catch. It feels like there's a message somewhere in this. Something about how time has switched and how we no longer see the same context. See, we are a people and we like our saltfish. And we are people like saltfish. We have history and resilience We have culture and confidence. We have that salt soaked in the blood that no matter how many times it gets washed, it only renews like the flower buds. At least we used to be. We used to love the sea. Greetings and meet up under a tree. People who, in the most troubling times, were still full of glee. Now, our beautiful beaches are riddled with garbage, 2 and 3 jobs to pay a mortgage, the worry and effort for extra yardage, yet the time and effort spent for our children in shortage. Like the saltfish, we used to have flavors, a mindset and kindness praised by strangers, a yearning to help one another, not the mutual destruction for our brothers. Little children that talk to us in whatever way, so much of this and so much of that to say. You think I could have talked to my parents in any way? In fact, the wrong thing to any adult would have ruined my day. Now, I'm not saying that we need all that salt in our feasting, since we now know about things like hypertension and diabetes. But we can't just have no flavors or seasoning. We can't lose our sense of community, our integrity, our peace of mind and serenity, our peace of tranquility. We as a people can only be saltfish or be fresh fish, because we all know that fresh saltfish isn't something you want to finish.
Thank you very much, Nasheen Johnson. Saltfish. And we are coming to the end of our presenters in the poetry, spoken word poetry adult section. We would have had our juniors and our teens, and now there are 2 more presenters left in the adult category. And our next presenter will be presenting Mammy, a mother worth her salt. Mammy, a mother worth her salt. And as I give the judges a little bit of time to calculate there, Mr. James Harrigan is going to set up for them, and I'm just going to remind you that the prizes included for our poets this evening, the seniors for this on the page will receive a first place pack, an EC $500, and a night for 2 with breakfast at Malliouhana. That's Malliouhana down in. Yes. Second place will be $300 and third place $200. And our spoken word persons will have, juniors will also have that plaque and the $300, and they'll have a food and beverage voucher from Capjalook, as well as the teens and the seniors. So now we are going to hear from James Harrigan, and it's Mammy, a mother worth her salt.
Thank you. I think I've added to the backdrop. This is a picture, a real photograph of our mother. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of my brothers, John and Jerome, who are here with me this afternoon. And my mother passed away 10 years ago, and I tried to capture some of her qualities, through this poem entitled, A Mother Worth Her Salt. Since the days of her own childhood, she possessed a stringent will to traverse the straight and narrow, to preserve her soul, and still, even now, Mammy speaks song messages which her children always heard. For since salt gives preservation, there was salt within her blood. She showed great example to her offspring, showed no lack of faith nor hope. And as we followed her stern directions, all we had to do was cope. And though sometimes 'twas hard to follow everywhere that she would lead, that salt in the blood preserved us. For worldly pleasures we had no need. Of course, at times, we were prone to wander, to turn aside from moral paths. She chided and rebuked us, but stern correction came at last. I say, salt in the blood preserved us, showed us what we are to be, preserved the course that laid before us, salt that gave us dignity. Literally, salt in the blood can be a bad thing, because high blood pressure is common today. But one sure thing about our mother, her blood was salted in a good way. She lived out the Holy Scriptures, preserved her soul with salt and light. She taught us to be true to Jesus, to shun the wrong and do the right. For Jesus himself once told his followers, "You are the salt of the whole earth. You are the light that shines in darkness, peculiar people of priceless worth." Salt in the blood formed Mammy's mantra. Her song was sacred and sincere, and her salt continues to preserve us till we reach up there in heaven so fair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, James, for that tribute as well. Salt in the Blood, we are here at the Public Library, and we come now to our final performer this evening in the spoken word competition, and Mr. Joseph Ivor Hodge, The Clarion Call. Are you like that? He's going to put on the camera, a man of many talents. Let's hear it for Ivor.
Good evening. My little submission is called The Clarion Call. The cry echoing to the village. She is not here. She is not here. Oh, where can she be? But where can she be? Even the dogs refuse to bark, the roosters not to crow. Ray Hill village was quiet. The ship was not here. A hurricane had passed to the east. But in spite of all, we were resilient. We had salt in our blood. She had left the Forest Bay in August 1928, loaded with goods for the neighboring islands. Now expected back from St. Kitts, the ship was not here. The Speed, captained by Robert Carter, met the hurricane, and all on board was lost at sea, including 3 Ray Hill brothers. Francis Gumbs, Godfrey Gumbs, and the Tola Gumbs. Though gone, salt was in their blood. Such could be the fate of all those who went to sea. Just 4 years earlier, in August 1924, Anguilla mourned. 9 countrymen lost their lives in Bastia Harbor as the Edith Amy and the Cedar Branch sank battered by a hurricane. The lashing winds, the howling winds, the lashing waves, the midday darkness, the fury of nature's whims and fancies brought much grief to a small nation island with salt in its blood. Over the years from 2000 BC, our ancestors made their way across from South America to the daunting seas of the Caribbean, yet others were brought from the shores of Africa, and others came from Europe. Some never to set foot on dry land, to build a nation whose people were known for having salt in their blood. Yet fishermen plied their daunting trade, casting nets, lines, rods, and pots, and diving too. Tradesmen weighed their commerce on the oceans near and far. Families, tourists, swimmers, smugglers, restaurants on the shore's edge. Boat racing with traditional sail, power boats all, answering to the clarion call. Salt in deep blood. Thank you.
And that was the clarion call. Thank you very much, Ivor, as well. And the judges are judging, and they will continue judging after they leave to go and make their decisions. But in the interim now, we are going to have Mr. Ethan Connor with his selection, and that will be followed by the presentation of the plaque to our Culture Bearer Awardee 2026 by Mr. David Carty. Thank you, Ethan.
There's a calm surrender to the rush of day, The feeling of a rolling wind can be turned away. An enchanted moment, a hand that sees me through. It's enough for this restless warrior just to be with you. Can you feel the love tonight? The peace the evening brings. The world for once in perfect harmony with all its living things. So many things to tell her, but how to make her see the truth about my past impossible. She turned away from me. He's holding back, he's hiding from what I can't decide. Why won't he be the king I know he is, the king I see inside? Can you feel the love tonight? The peace the evening brings. The world for once in perfect harmony with all its living things. Can you feel the love tonight? The peace the evening brings. Exceeding through life's uncertainties with all its living things, with all its living, all its living things.
Thank you very much, Ethan. And now I want to cry. That was so beautiful. Thank you very much. And as our judges leave to do their calculations, that was such a beautiful rendition. And want to lead into our Culture Bearer awardee this evening and to make it even perfecter or more perfecter. We're going to ask Mr. David Carty, who is the recipient of also one of our Culture Bearer Awards as well, to deliver to make the presentation to Mr. Ed Carty. Are you related? David Carty. Wow, you know this is going to be good, right? He coming. So, historian, board builder, culture bearer, Mr. David Carty.
Oh, you're taking pictures? Yeah. Good evening. So I have the peculiar honor of saying a few words about the Culture Bearer for this evening's program. Now, Janzi and Phyllis asked me to do this in 5 minutes. That's a joke. So I'll try my best, but it'll take a little longer than that. In the write-up for this evening's program, I read something that Phyllis Janzi Harlow put in the press release, and it said, The sea is not only a livelihood, but a defining force that shapes memory, movement, and belonging across generations. Now, I don't know who wrote that, but they should be in a poetry competition because I could win with that line alone. That is so true. That is so true. And that is why I think the culture bearer is who he is this evening. The sea in Anguilla has defined us, and the poems that were read this evening did a remarkable job in doing that. But in the case of Ed, he had a peculiar upbringing that perhaps defined in his own life the importance of the sea to all of us. Like so many people today, he had the powerful influence of parents who all play an important part in our lives. He had the peculiar privilege, unfortunately, for only 44 years, of having a father who was, in many respects, larger than life. William Elliott Carty, his father, was a man defined by the sea, whose whole life surrounded the sea, whose influence he inherited from his own father was an influence that was profoundly effective on everyone, not only in Sandy Ground, but throughout the island. William Elliott Carty built the largest schooner ever built in the Eastern Caribbean, which was tragically wrecked on the reefs of Aruba, Borneo, and very influential in the whole history of the famous schooner Warspite, built by his father. Ed tells the story that I have never forgotten of, as a little boy, desperately wanting to go to Trinidad on a voyage of the Warspite. And his father said, "You want to go? You think you're man enough to be a sailor?" Took him outside one night and made him climb in the dark a flagpole and reeve the lines for the flag on the flagpole all the way up in the dark. Nobody, no flashlight, no lamps. If you could do that by yourself in the dark, then okay, you can go to Trinidad on the Warspite. Which he did. And I guess he got to Trinidad on the Warspite. William Elliott also built a famous racing boat that made Ed the famous racing captain he became. And he uniquely called the sailing boat the Windsor. We are here in a poetry competition. Windsor. Windsor. And in his day, like today, it's what? The Wizard and the Light and Peace, or the Real Deal and the Satellite. In that day, it was the Windsor and the Polaris. And in Ed's day, because Ed inherited that part of William Elliott's contribution, it was the Windsor and the Sagaboy, the Windsor and the Flying Eagle. Those were the household names that made boat racing the sport that it is today. But Ed distinguished himself remarkably as a young man in an amazing talent in handling a racing boat. I can remember And I will never forget. The first time I got on board the Windsor, they put me in the bailing room. For all of you who don't know boat racing, the guy in the bailing room is the least of the apostles. The only thing you're good for is to bail. I was down in the bottom of the boat with a kerosene pan trying to keep the water out. Ed was the captain. And we were having in those days, we had remarkable tradition of the stem-to-stem race, where only two boats had a match race. And the stem-to-stem race was between the Windsor and the Sagaboy, captain at that time by another legendary captain, Lenny Richardson, the late Lenny Richardson from Northfield. So it was my first race. And we laid to just off Sandy Island, Tom Down, and then the race started, and the two boats came together. And the principle of a stem-to-stem race is that you come stem-to-stem, and then you do the hard lee, the famous hard lee, which I had never seen before. So I was down in the bailing room, which I could see the other boat coming towards us, and I was wondering, well, when these fellas going to turn around, because these two boats coming straight at each other. So I was absolutely puzzled. And then at the very last minute, to hear all the crews cry out at the top of their lungs, "Ah, yeah." I said, well, these set of lunatics. I wanted to jump off the boat. I was so scared. And then I understood. And I was captivated by this tradition that I have now only researched. The only other place in the world that has this tradition is Bermuda. But that race in the Windsor that day, Ed from then on became a household name as one of the most remarkable captains that we have had in the boat racing tradition. I was a proud member of the Windsor, crew member of the Windsor, when she won a race by 20 minutes on a New Year's Day. Now, if you know anything about boat racing, for one boat to beat the second boat by 20 minutes is like from here almost down to Crocus Hill. That's the truth. I can witness that. I was there. I can witness the fact that we came first one day and I got my share as a crew member to be the first in August Monday, $5 EC. That was then, this is now. The Windsor was so famous that we were in a poetry competition. There was a gentleman, a late, he's gone now, wonderful young man, Lee Carty, who I think wrote the only calypso ever written in Anguilla about a racing boat. I remember the words, I even remember the tune. I will not sing it because I only sing in the bathroom with the door closed. As a friend of mine in high school reminded me, David boy, you could sing, you know, the only thing keeping you back is the voice. So I won't sing it. But the lines of that calypso, every time the Windsor come in this place, it's a poetry competition. She take us all away from shame and disgrace. Every time the Windsor come in this place, she take us all away from shame and disgrace. Every time she go down to race, she come in back with first place. She got to win. She got to win. Look how the way she coming in. There's 3 verses in that calypso. The third one I can't repeat because Lee used some colorful language. But they were all poetic, I can promise you that. But the thing is that in the culture, the Windsor, thanks to Ed's leadership and his skill as a captain, became a household name that reinforced the importance of the sport to all our culture and made him, himself, a household name. The ability to be a captain in boat racing today, you know, it's not just handling the tiller. It's leadership for the crew. It's being able to command respect. It is being able to tell people what to do. It is being able to show leadership. And throughout his life, Ed has lived that as a leader, as someone of influence, of someone who is very sure of himself. Sometimes he can get really annoying, and he can get angry, but he has always been a leader, committed to those who he has led. And his entire life has been defined by the sea. It is, from my perspective, very important that the Malliouhana Poetry Competition has decided tonight to remind us salt in the blood and why the sea is so important to all of us. And it is so fitting that in the honor, in that genre of the poetry that we've heard tonight, that Ed should be honored. He has lived his life, I think I know, in a very committed way. He has raised a beautiful family. He has been loyal. He has been community-minded. He's a very committed Christian. He believes in his faith. He has strong roots in his faith. And this he has inherited from those who have gone before, not only his larger-than-life father, but those who have influenced him over the years. I could say a lot more, but I think my 5 minutes are up, right? Right. So it is, I will just end by saying, I think the Malliouhana Poetry Competition has done a really good thing by honoring Ed, who in his own life has passed a baton on to a new generation of Anguillians who will never understand the life that he grew up in, but who perhaps need to be reminded that as a small island surrounded by water, the sea will continue to influence us, perhaps in different ways than it did Ed and his father, but will continue to influence us and become a part of us and make us understand more fully the destiny of a people in a small place. Thank you. So I have to do that.
Before you go, David, you said a lot, but you didn't say it right. So I think I'm going to take some time and finish where he left off, because he talked about boat racing. Now my legs are not too good, so if I can hold you.
Hold up, up. You remember my nickname for you? Hop along.
Hop along. No,
Right,
I'm the hop along.
You're going to hop in now. Let's go.
You see, when I was growing up, I grew up, let me say first to the committee, Malliouhana Poetry Committee, to Mr. Dr. Phillips. Thanks. That in my life growing up, I grew up between the salt and the sea. And when I was out fishing and Dr. Banks called me and said to me about this award, I said, "You think you're sure that I deserve it?" She said, "Sure." I said, "Well, if you think so and your committee thinks so, I will do it." And thanks very much to the committee. But I want you all to know that Anguilla was a place, when you talk about salt and the sea, like I said, I was born and reared between the salt and the sea and not 100 feet away from each of them. Because my dad's home was right on the seafront, so the sea there and heaps of salt right on the other side. And every time that they would miss me from that yard, there was nowhere else but in the sea. So from 5 years old, my dad gave me a boat. And Anguilla was a beautiful place, in the ocean, around the reef and everything, which I'm glad to say here tonight. Living all these years and knowing the Anguilla that I know, and knowing what we have grown through, tourism, I have seen it started in St. Martin before it even had a hotel in St. Martin. That's going to tell you how much I know about the history of St. Martin. And we had the most beautiful surrounding reefs and shores. We had rules and regulations with the fishing industry, which we don't have today. The reef was destroyed. I remember just before I took sick in 10 years ago, 11 years, I said to some of the fishermen, the reef that's saving us will be lost in 2 years. I took sick, I went to Martinique, and I went back out to sea after 3 years. There was about 14 boats out there in the reef. Today, you don't find 2, and the reef is dead. There's no fish, no lobsters, or anything. And for me, who know what we had, and now saying that we are in tourism, what do we have going to offer to the tourism? And Dead Sea? It's not because we don't know. It's because we get too damn greedy and do not like our surroundings. And it hurts my heart to see how the fishermen are fishing today. The Fisheries Department, I don't want to get too much in politics, but we're talking about salt and sea. And this is something that we all grown up to know we survive from. And to know that it's nothing being done about it. I have traveled to all different countries and see how they operate, and I'm talking about 40 years ago. It's through the Caribbean and all in the Bahamas. You see, when I was growing up, I grew up with my dad, had boats, and he loved fishing. But there was 2 books that he always used to get every month. The Reader's Digest and the National Geographic. 2 beautiful books. We don't get that today. You know what we have today? The phones and everything. Destroying us. So when he died, I had something to lean back on. Boats and those 2 books. And a lot of his charts. So I started to study them, and there's where my fishing career started. Like I said, when I started, there was no hotels. And I decided I'm not fishing to sell to local people, it must be a business. And today, I have done what I decided to do. But now, you don't think there's a little Ed coming up who like to do the same thing like Ed? What are the fishing, I hope that they're listening, doing about, and the government, about the fishing industry? I would like for somebody to say something to them who have sense.
We said it. Everybody says things.
And another thing, I'm going to take advantage of this tonight, is that little beautiful place we call Santa Ground,
Yes.
which they wanted to have a marina. And as long as I live, I don't think it will ever happen.
Okay.
But the other thing is, I would like for the authorities, whoever in charge of the port of entry, to do something there in Santa Ground with these boats, the ferry boats that take the tourists out, because they have no respect for the harbor. We go to St. Martin, we have laws. We go to St. Bart's, we have laws. In Anguilla, there's no laws. Please, Anguillians, do something before something happens to us on the sea. We need a lot of regulations out there. Speak to your government about it, because the tourist department is going to feel it. And that's what we depend on. And for soon, if we don't do something with the fishing industry, we won't have fish to eat. So please, thank you for...
You're welcome.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you got to hold it up.
And then hold on to, and you're good. Go ahead.
Taking a picture of you.
So I don't want you all just to take this picture. But remember what I said. And I appreciate this award, but the biggest award I'm waiting for is the one in heaven, and I hope you all are waiting for that.
You good?
Yeah. So thank you all for the committee.
You're welcome.
And please do something with the fishing industry.
That's right.
You good?
My legs are not too good. But I still vote
Thanks.
my vote.
Thank you very much, David, and thank you very much, Mr. Carty. From the heart. From the heart. And I think the journalists are here, some politicians are here, some permanent secretaries are here, etc. So thank you very much and congratulations. Well deserved.
You got message.
Yes.
I think she likes going out diving.
Yes.
I used to dive with 40 years ago before we even had, we couldn't get up a fence still there. We had to send them all over to St. Croix. So I hope you was influenced by saying something or doing something with the harbor, especially in Jesus.
Thank you. And before we start or begin with the distribution of certificates to our poets for 2026, Banky Banks and Roots Bingi will present for us. Thank you, Banky.
Greetings, good evening. Yeah, before I came here today, I was not too sure what to do. But I saw that Kali on the show. Very sure of the song sing. I'm sure my sister will love this song. Everybody can sing along with this one. I think we need to cherish men like Ed Kali. He stepped up the protocol and importance of his platform. It could be profane, it could be profound, it could be insane. But anyhow, I'll state what I think. I think that Ed Kali deserves a song like this. Cherish the rock. It is a true foundation. Cherish the rock on this rebuilding nation. Cherish the rock in the hurricane wanderers, victims of plunderers. Oh, the world is still upon the land. To lead us on, still lead us on. He leads us on. God leads us on. Brand new and Anguilla today. Living up, brand new Anguilla and Anguilla today. The ancient wars, the recent revolution, the noble cause, strong determination, right and fall. Through all these to liberate, free us from the free man's state. We all and so participate. Stand up for the land. Lead us on. still leads us on. He leads us on. God leads us on. There's a brand new winter. There's a brand new winter. Behold the waves. Sunshine's falling over. Behold the waves. The dawning of tomorrow. Behold the waves. Shining for tomorrow. Let the gates of sorrow guide us through the shadow instead of falling. Don't let the storm. Now say no. No summer gone. We can carry on. Build up brand new winter. And build up. Build up brand new winter. Foundation. Cherish the rock. On this we build the nation. Cherish the rock. We love the rain waters. To tell the brothers. All the home waters. Still falling. To lead us on. To lead us on. He leads us on. God leads us on. Build up brand new winter. Build up today. Build up brand new winter. Build up today. Cherish the rock. It is a great foundation. Cherish the rock. On this we build a nation. Cherish the rock. We love it in the waters. Victims of the brothers. Brought our home warriors. Still a falling. Lead us on. Still lead us on. He leads on. God leads on. Build up brand new winter. Build up today. Build up brand new winter. Build up today.
All right, thank you, thanks. Bingay, Cherish the Rock. And now we want to celebrate, and we want to thank Banky and Roots Bingay for every year coming here, and we don't pay them, you know. They just love the rock, and they just love the culture, and they love the arts. So thank them, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And now we are going to present the 2026 certificates of participation to our poets, and they're going to come quickly as we call the name. Rayan Benjamin.
Rain? No? Okay.
Rayan Benjamin. Aruda Barrett.
Here.
Be followed by Kesari Brown. Followed by Rosanna Brown. Simaya Brian Richardson.
No?
Timaya Carter.
Tamia?
Tamia.
I think so. No?
She was here. Kafan Kati.
No?
Chloe Lynn Kati. Catalia Charles. Hi, Chloe. Catalia Charles. Craig Connor. Graham Crabtree.
Graham.
Vanessa Croft. Azarel Cupid. Kelly Darrow, Jessica Davis, Sakura S.S. Davis, Gabriel Evangelista, Merva Ferraz Lau, Leila Grenell, Elliot Gomes, followed by Susan Gomes, Delia Gomes Wright, Maya Harrigan, Jason Harrigan, Jason Harrigan, James Harrigan, followed by his brother John T. Harrigan, followed by Kylan Harrigan, these certificates of presentation to all our poets this evening, and we thank them. Kylan Harrigan, Kaylon Haskins Brody, Joseph Iverhodge, Kenel Hodge, Tejan Hughes. Oh.
Nail. Her name is Nail.
Nail. Oh, thank you. Congratulations. Tejan Hughes. Kebricia Jean-Baptiste. Janisha Johnson. Nashane Johnson. Aya Jones. Asia Joseph. Javon Laidlow. Chandra Peterson. Trayvon Petty. Saria Pradel. Tamika Anika Richards. Soraya Pradel. Congratulations. Tamika. Alwyn J. Richardson. Ezra Richardson, Josiah Richardson, Kadrina Richardson. We want to thank them all. Some of them couldn't be here. We know some of them are probably studying for exams. But we want to applaud them and recognize them anyway. Thank you for your patience as you do that. Wilfred Richardson Vasquez. Kijel Robin. Uniqua Romney Dupini. Abigail Sabatini. Ivaya Simpson. Edward Tara. Livia.
Livia? Oh, they're not. Oh, she's coming. We know her.
Edward Tara. Foreign Thamovong. Cassila Thomas Brooks. Harrison Thompson. You notice how Harrison taller than us this year? Congratulations. Evanique Wallace. Liam Webster. Oh, yeah.
Liam.
He's coming.
Yeah. Oh, he just left?
Aldine Webster. Congratulations. Shanae Williams. Nicholas Williams. Congratulations. Nia White. Congratulations, Nia. Jalen Willock.
Oh, it's pronounced Naya.
Naya. That's prettier. Yes, thank you.
It's Naya.
Thank you. Jalen Willock. Sienna Woja.
Oh, she's not coming tonight.
Yeah. And Louis Wu, all 82 persons, poets for 20. Give them all a round of applause. And now I believe the judges are back. Where's the rest of it?
No, you want to give the certificates? You want to give awards to them?
Yeah. We want to thank our judges, and we have a certificate for you too of appreciation. Yes. You want to come and get yours, like, well, I call on Carla Harris to come and present. So we have Miss Trudy Nixon. Thank you for the hard work. We thank you for the commitment. And that's followed I see Farah Banks.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, hold on. It's Trudy first.
Hold on, Kate.
Thank you. Hi. Smile. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Where's
Thank you, Farah. Yeah.
Where's Farah? Oh, Farah, you're here.
Mr. Keith Graves.
He had to leave a moment.
All right. Is Mrs. Patricia J. Adams in the house? Teacher Patsy. Give it up for her. She comes. Thank you very much, Teacher Patsy. And just before I ask Carla to come, Mrs. Rita Celestine Carty, sorry. Thank you very much for the hard work. We know we put a lot of pressure, but thank you, Teacher Patsy. And Mrs. Rosina Brooks.
Miss Brooks still here? She left.
Thank you very much. And now is, do you see Carla? And as we wait for Carla to come to do the presentation of the judges' report, thank you very much. Another member of our organizing committee. Yes?
With us, Trudy, who's one of the judges, to give a report about the judges' offense. Oh, yeah. Right.
So good night, everyone. To start this off, we're going to invite Trudy Nixon, who's one of our judges, to come in and give the judges' report.
By default, I got this position. So it's my absolute privilege to do this. I'm delighted I've been invited to do this for a few years now, alongside Farah. Judging this competition gets easier every year in some ways because you understand what you have to do and how quickly you have to do it, and harder because the standard keeps getting better and better, and we're getting more and more people involved. So first up, we'd all like to say, on behalf of the judges, amazing performances, everybody. Thank you so much for entertaining us this evening. We know how hard it is to stand up and get in front of you. It's a very rigorous judging process, and you'll be glad to know that across the board, the three of us actually came to fairly similar conclusions along the way, and it was really hard, and it's been very close, particularly in the adult category. We had some amazing participants, and one thing that we wanted to just bring to everybody's attention is that there are many things that will mark you up on, but in particular in this occasion when things were so tight and so close for the quality of what you were doing, your commitment to the performance element really, really would have just pushed you into that next band. So, it is the performance round. Consider that. Give yourself time next year to rehearse your poem to the greatest extent before you come. So, congratulations, everyone, and I hope you enjoy the winners.
Oh, okay. So good evening, everyone, again, and now we're going to do. Oh. The technology. So, yeah, we're good? All right, excellent. So we're going to start with the juniors on the page, the presentations for those. And we have honorable mention going to Layla Grenell, the juniors on the page. Layla here. Layla is not here. The next honorable mention for juniors on the page goes to Simia Brian Richardson. Here. In third place, we have Shanae Williams, juniors on the page. Is Shanae? And it is a tie. Is Shanae here? No.
No? You want to collect it for her? Teacher?
And the other student who tied for third place is Asia Joseph, juniors on the page. In second place, we have Chloe Lynn Carty, junior on the page. This is the granddaughter of our poet laureate, David Carty. And for the winner, for juniors on the page, we have Timaya Carter. Oh. And I've been informed that I have been making an error consistently. I have not said that each of them, the prizes that they actually won. But they did win the prizes in the order in which I called them. So I will now rectify this going forward. And we'll start with the honorable mention for the teens on the page. And this young person has won easy $50. And this young person is Josiah Richardson. Thank you. Josiah is not here at the moment. The next honorable mention is Kaylin Haskins Brody. Kaylin here. Okay, good.
They get a gift voucher from policy.
So this would have been for Kaylin as well?
Yes.
Because it didn't say.
Yeah, he gets,
All right.
gets a gift
All right.
from
Coral Reef as well. So Kaylin actually received a gift as well from Coral Reef, who has been with us from almost the start for quite a long while. So thank you, Coral Reef. We then move on to the next honorable mention, and that goes to Louis Wu. Apparently spelled pronounced Louis. Okay. Where I come from originally, I come from a French-speaking country. We say Louis. So I apologize. Okay, cool. And we move on. And I hope I get this right. Meva. Meva. Again, I grew up with Meve. Now we have Meva.
Is she here?
Honorable mention?
Okay.
She's not here.
All right.
Okay, great. How are you again?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, Sienna. Sienna often isn't here, but she has got third place for teens on the page, and she received an easy voucher of $100. Second place goes to Chandra Patterson. Easy $200. Chandra is not here tonight. And the winner is Uniqua. So you will recognize that we are persons to compete on the page as well as So on the page as well as performance, and Uniqua also received a special gift from Straw Hats of $100. We move on to the adults. And the adult category as well, we also have persons who would have participated for the poetry on the page as well as performance. And an honorable mention goes to Casilda Thomas Brooks, who has won a voucher of $50. Casilda, oh. The next honorable mention goes to Alvin Richardson. He didn't show up for performance, but he has shown up here. All right, and received an honorable mention. We also have Jessica Davis, honorable mention. Received $50. In third place, in the adults category on the page, we have John T. Harrigan. He received $200.
His wife is collecting it. Thank you. Smile away.
In second place, we have Miss Rosanna Brown. EC $300. And this year's winner is somebody who won EC $500 as a voucher. A lovely, does it say? The EC $500 voucher
Plus.
is from, no, it says plus.
Yeah.
Right. And also a resort gift certificate from Malliouhana. And I must say to persons who got vouchers, please redeem them as soon as possible. Many of them have a time limit on them. Yeah? And this goes to Vanessa Croft. To read it once?
Yeah,
All
but
right.
it's okay. This was on the page.
For Tamaya?
Yeah, but she's not here, so we're going to
So it's fine. Should we just ask students? You're going to ask them to come forward now? To read the
We can do that. We're going to go with the.
What do you want me to do?
We can do that. Performance.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm getting instructions left, right, and center. All right, so we are going to do the spoken word, and we're going to start with the juniors. And in third place, with an EC $100 voucher, is Mr. Maya Carter. In second place, winning an EC voucher, EC dollar voucher of $200, is Arudra Bharat. Second And the winner for the spoken word juniors category is Navaya Simpson. Navaya. So Navaya has won an EC $300 voucher and from Capjaluca, a wonderful gift voucher for complimentary breakfast experience at Sips by Cipriani for 2 persons.
Right.
In third place, and this is for teens, with an EC $100 voucher, is Catalea Charles. So the teens are the 13 to 17 year age group. And the second person that we have, who I was astounded to see today, she's so tall so quickly. In second place is Sakura Davis.
Thank you so much.
Okay, take care, my dear. And the winner in the teen spoken word is Uniqua Romney. Uniqua has won a PC $300 voucher and also a gift from Capshiluka Benman Hotel. And this is another complimentary breakfast experience for two. The adult category was something special. It was so close. It was truly competitive. There were glorious poems throughout. And there was glorious dramatization as well. Some pieces rendered just sublime. It was close. In third place, with an EC $200 voucher, making sure I have it all right, yes, is Miss Casilda Thomas Brooks. In second place is somebody who buffed me at least twice tonight. I can't see her right now. I hope she's still here. She said, all right, great. In second place, adult spoken word, is Charlene Guns. No afro. Without the afro shoot. And the winner of tonight's competition, also one of our winners on the page, who has won an EC $500 voucher and a lovely breakfast at Cipriani for two, is Miss Rosanna Brown. Congrats, Rosanna. Indeed, very true. And here I think ends my responsibility for the evening. Thank you very much, Carla. Let's give a round of applause of congratulations to all the winners and all the participants. Judges, thank you very much. That was tough as well. And now we're going to ask Ms. Avankati to bring the curtain down with the expression of appreciation. And we thank you all for staying so patiently with us. Ava?
Good evening, everyone. I think I have to start before presenting my formal thank you by thanking you for staying. But it has been such a riveting evening. I think you probably were compelled to, even if you were hungry or something else. So, to all our participants, our poets whose submissions made our 2026 competition and awards possible. Thank you. To all of you who joined us, you can clap while I speak. To all of you who joined us at this celebration of our poets and our tribute to our Culture Beer awardee, Mr. Ed Carty, thank you, and thanks to Mr. David Carty for making the presentation to Mr. Carty on our behalf. Please, a big round of applause to all Cartys. I must thank our judges next. For the on the page, we had, as you now know, Teacher Patsy, Mrs. Rosina Brooks, and Mrs. Rita Celestine Carty. Please give them a special round of applause. Judging those poems was not for the sake of honor. Thanks to our judges for tonight's performance round. Ms. Farah Banks, for the wedding. Ms. Trudy Nixon and Mr. Keith Stonegraves. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I see Mr. Stonegrave has left. Dr. Bonnie Richardson Lake, thank you, PS, for always carving out the time for this event. I know that you always plan to leave as soon as you can, but you tend to always be here. So thank you. Mrs. Kristen Hamilton for the invocation. Thanks to our other creatives. Well, in this case, Mr. Ethan Connor. Unfortunately, Sabi wasn't able to present the national song, so thank you all for rising to the occasion. I know she was in the netball finals. She would have been very disappointed, but we had such a long evening, we didn't want to stay longer than we did to get started. So thank you for stepping up. And to our other creatives, Banky Banks, Isley of Roots Dingy, you gentlemen, you bring a fullness to our performance and awards ceremony over the years, and we are so very grateful. Thank you. Our continued appreciation is extended to our media houses, LLoyd Live, Radio Anguilla, for enabling us to share with those of you who are not able to join us physically, to Gap, Titanium Sound and his staff, Ivor Hodge, and Ivor is also Graphic Edge, the Anguillian newspaper, Class FM, and the other radio stations and television stations, whomever they are, who shared for us. Thank you for helping to promote our Malliouhana poetry competition. To those of you who joined via any other media, if you are still listening, thank you. Deepest appreciation is extended to our partners, and you would have heard them already, but we can't say thanks too much because without them we would not have this event. And those organizations and their representatives are the Angola Social Security Board, and please clap as I speak. Thank you. National Commercial Bank of Angola, Malliouhana, Capjiluka, Alliance Insurance, Coral Reef Book Club, Deeply Enterprises, Malliouhana and Eco Insurance, Anglec, Straw Hat Restaurant, and the music department of the Albina Lake Arts Comprehensive School. Some of these names we have had over the years. Some come, sometimes they may fall off and they come back. Thank you all. For whatever your contribution has been, we thank you. And as we wrap up this evening's proceedings, I want to end by thanking the staff at the Angola Library Service, the Department of Youth and Culture, my team, and the Education Department. Out of those organizations, we have an amazing committee that organizes this event. And we also borrow a couple of members from other spaces, our tag team, the ones who work behind the scenes and pull and keep this all together. Ms. Jancy Webster, Ms. Annika Hughes, Ms. Jane Grell, Ms. Carla Harris, Ms. Renee Henry, Dr. Phyllis Fleming Banks, and yours truly, Avon Carty. And I did say just now, I will end by saying what I said previously, but I want to thank the staff again for always pulling together such a beautiful backdrop. I never know what it's going to look like until we get here, and it's just always so perfect. Thank you, library staff. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have some refreshments available, so you spent so much time with us already for the evening. A few more minutes will be appreciated. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Avon.
And as she indicated, please enjoy the refreshments. We would like the honorees to gather here for some photos, individual and as a group, please. Please indulge us. Thank you.